if this stuff is, the technology is going so fast and it's harming us, sometimes there can be a feeling of powerlessness, like I can't do anything about this, right? And that's really the reason I'm here, because of course that's not true. There is a lot that we can do about it. There's no natural law that says we must have new technology and it must spy on us and there's nothing we can do. That's not, it feels that way sometimes, but it's not the case. I mean, if you look at driving and you look at the automobile from the beginning of the 20th century, there was a time when there were very few rules of the road. There were a lot of accidents. There were no stop signs and traffic lights and seat belts. And then lawmakers said, this isn't okay, essentially. We need rules of the road. And so then there were stoplights, and then there were stop signs. And I think we can create internet and privacy rules of the road. Or I shouldn't say we, I should say you, because I can't really do anything. I just talk a lot. But you actually can do something about it. And I think that Gary has already talked about some of the Ohio-specific pieces of legislation that I think are steps on that path. As a signpost, as sort of the governing principle, I think we can all look at our constitutional values, the things that undergird our country and for more than 200 years have safeguarded our liberty. Obviously, the most prominent here is the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution, which says the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause. These are the British understood that government can and sometimes when unchecked will behave in ways that don't benefit the people. So they created this ironclad rule to make sure that their government, the new one that they were creating, wouldn't behave in that way. These are not add-ons. These are the core parts of our values as Americans. So what does that mean today? What does that mean for these new technologies? And by the way, I'm happy to talk later about why some of these constitutional principles haven't automatically been adopted through the courts, and we can talk, that's an interesting discussion we can have if you want. But today, we really believe that we should have probable cause. Probable cause that whatever the search you're conducting will reveal evidence of a crime. So not that it's a guarantee that there's evidence of a crime, but just that it's more likely than not that whatever the search you're conducting will reveal a crime. And we should have that probable cause before police read your email, track your cell phone, surveil you with a drone. And more generally, we should limit the amount of information that government's collecting about you. We should focus on people who have broken the law, and we should leave the innocent alone. These are fairly straightforward principles. I think everybody in this room would agree, certainly with the broad principle. How we apply it, we can discuss. And as I've said, the reason I'm here, and the great thing about so many of these issues, is that they are local issues. These are things that state governments can do, and they can not only pass laws that protect the citizens of Ohio, but also feed into a larger national conversation about how our laws should be fixed, whether in fact we care about privacy and what we're going to do about it. So that's a lot of talking from me. So I'm going to leave it there, and I'm happy to talk about how we can feed into these congressional efforts, how I think some of these battles have played out in other states, what other states are doing. But I think it probably would be useful just to open it up for questions.